Hello, and welcome back to Legend Finance. Have you ever pondered how different cash is from one country to another? Or maybe you've wondered about exchange rates and how they shake up global commerce and travel. You've hit the jackpot by being here. We're about to dive into the intriguing universe of currency, looking at everything from names and symbols to global acceptance. So ease back, chill, and strap in for an enlightening trip around the world of currencies. And hey, if you enjoy our content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep up with all things finance with Legend Finance. Global currencies definitely vary in numerous ways. However, here are the most basic distinctions between them. Name and symbol. Each currency has its own unique tag and sign. Like how the United States uses the dollar and the symbol dollar, and Europe uses the euro with the symbol EUR. Exchange rate. This is basically how much a currency is worth compared to another. It's a game of supply and demand in global markets, swinging back and forth based on various economic and political happenings. Value. A currency's worth depends on its buying power within its own country. Take the US dollar and Mexican peso, for example. The dollar can generally buy more stuff in the US than the same amount of pesos could in Mexico. Acceptance. Different currencies are accepted to different extents worldwide. For instance, the US dollar is pretty much welcomed everywhere as a global reserve currency as of early 2023 and is often used in international deals. On the other hand, the Chinese yuan doesn't have the same broad acceptance. Currency regime. This refers to how a currency's value is managed. Some currencies float freely in global markets, while others are tied or pegged to the value of another currency or group of currencies. Let's zoom in on the legal tender across nations, focusing on the acceptance and value of some of the most popular currencies this year: the British pound, US dollar, and euro. First things first, what is legal tender? Legal tender isn't just about the currency, it's about a country's laws. If you owe a friend money and pay in legal tender, they can't refuse it. And here's a cool bit. Legal tender isn't just physical cash. It can be credit card payments or bank transfers in many places. In the context of the United States, the dollar is what we call legal tender. This means that if you owe someone money and you provide US dollars for payment, they must accept it. But here's where it gets interesting. If you attempt to pay with a foreign currency, like British pounds or euros, they're not obligated to accept it legally. In Canada, a unique rule exists. Both coins and bills count as legal tender, but only for amounts up to $50. Anything above that, you're looking at bills only. So when it comes to larger debts, coins won't do the trick. This particular approach offers a fascinating angle on the global understanding of legal tender. Keep in mind that legal tender rules aren't the same everywhere. They vary by country. Plus, certain situations like large payments or private deals can even have their own exceptions. Acceptance rate. The acceptance rate of a currency is all about how commonly it's used for transactions in a particular region or country. Things like currency stability, government policies, and trade and tourism levels can influence how widespread its usage is. Take the US dollar. It's accepted in many places globally because of its stability and status as a global reserve currency. That's why, even in countries where it's not the official currency, people often accept it. On the flip side, the Zimbabwean dollar had a low acceptance rate because of hyperinflation. It was near worthless, so people preferred foreign currencies instead. Consider the euro, the official currency in the Eurozone. Inside the Eurozone, it's highly accepted because it's the sole legal tender. But once you step outside the Eurozone, it's a different story. Its acceptance rate can fluctuate. In Eastern Europe, for instance, they might prefer their local currencies or the US dollar over the euro. The acceptance rate of a currency really makes a big difference in international trade and tourism. It affects how easy and affordable transactions are for everyone involved, whether you're buying or selling something. So it's definitely a key factor to consider. Currency value is about comparing one type of money to another. Key factors influencing it include interest rates, political stability, and economic health. These can quickly change the value of a currency. When the US dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar, you get more bang for your buck, more Canadian dollars for each US dollar, to be exact. This has a ripple effect on both trade and tourism, changing how affordable things are for those buying and selling. So you see, currency values aren't just numbers. They can truly stir the pot. Let's take the Japanese yen for a spin. Thanks to Japan's strong economy, the yen has a reputation as a kind of safety net, a safe haven currency. Here's the gist. When the economic seas get choppy, investors hop onto the yen's boat, causing its value to rise against other currencies. Currency values are quite the dancers, always shimmying to the rhythm of market conditions. They're super important in the world of global trade and finance. Picture this: a weaker currency jazzes up exports by making them cheaper and more appealing. But then a stronger currency steps in, making imports cheaper and helping control inflation. So it's this ongoing dance-off that keeps our economic globe twirling. To get the most precise snapshot of how currencies stack up against each other, it's a good idea to peek at an up-to-date exchange rate table, given how much currency values can fluctuate. Now that we've unpacked the basics of what a country's legal tender is and how currency acceptance works, why don't we dive into how these ideas play out among the world's top currencies? The British pound. Next on our list is the British pound. Talk about a currency with swagger. Sporting its standout symbol PS, the pound isn't just the official currency of the United Kingdom. It's a badge of British culture and history. Fun fact: the pound's history spans over 1,000 years, witnessing everything from royal reigns to today's shopping adventures. Whether you're nabbing some fish and chips or hopping on a double-decker bus, using the pound will give you a proper British vibe. When it comes to legal tender, only Bank of England notes get VIP status in England and Wales. Meanwhile, banknotes from places like Jersey, Guernsey, and the Isle of Man only hold their legal tender status within their own borders. Interestingly, banknotes from Scotland and Northern Ireland don't get the legal tender nod anywhere, despite being widely used. As for its acceptance, the British pound isn't just a UK thing, it's also the chosen currency for places like Tristan da Cunha, the Isle of Man, and Guernsey, plus a few other territories. And don't worry about traveling with your pounds. Plenty of banks are happy to swap them for the local currency wherever you land. The US dollar. Next up, let's chat about the US dollar, truly a global superstar. Its distinctive symbol dollar and its famous green hue make it a quintessential part of American life and business. Whether you're grabbing a pizza slice in New York City or picking out souvenirs at Disneyland, it's the dollar that gets you what you want. Plus, did you know the US dollar is a go-to reserve currency for lots of countries? That's right, it's not just an American hero. It plays a major part in the world economy too. So here's a shout out to the trusty greenback, keeping both America and the world turning. In terms of legal tender, Uncle Sam counts all its issued coins and paper bills as legit. That means if you owe taxes, have debts, or need to cover other public charges, these are accepted without a fuss. But here's a twist: foreign coins, even if they're made of gold or silver, don't count as legal tender for settling debts in the US. When it comes to acceptance, the US dollar really gets around. Almost every country is happy to accept it, and some places, like the Republic of Zimbabwe, Benin, and Panama, even use it as their official currency. The euro now. Who hasn't heard about the euro, right? It's the superstar currency for 19 out of the 27 European Union countries, lovingly known as the Eurozone. This group of countries uses the euro, EUR, as their official currency, which makes zipping around and trading in this region a breeze. Sporting a cool design, euro banknotes showcase windows, bridges, and gates, all symbolizing the unity, openness, and cooperation of European countries. And the coins, they're like mini art pieces. Each Eurozone country gets to show off their national heritage with a unique design on one side. When it comes to the euro, it's the legal tender in all 19 countries that make up the Eurozone. So what this means is that if you're in any of these countries, businesses and people have got to accept euros, whether it's banknotes or coins. This makes buying, selling, and all other money matters in the region a whole lot easier. The euro is like a handy-dandy tool that makes trade, travel, and economic growth in the Eurozone much smoother, thanks to the elimination of currency exchanges and their pesky fees. So if you're traveling around the Eurozone, you can confidently use your euros to pay for all sorts of things, knowing they'll be accepted with open arms. This ease of use is just one of the many benefits of a shared currency. Plus, don't forget, it's the world's second most traded currency, another feather in its cap. So whether you're savoring an espresso in Rome, relishing Belgian chocolates, or standing in awe of the Eiffel Tower in Paris, remember that the euro is your passport to an unforgettable European escapade. Thank you for watching Legend Finance. We hope you found this discussion on global currencies informative and engaging. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content like this. Don't forget to share our videos with your friends and spread the knowledge. Together, let's dive deeper into the world of finance and continue this legendary journey. Stay tuned, stay legendary, and keep exploring. See you in the next video.